Since will Ronwen Williams be also just in this tournament? Because I think we remember what he did in the previous AFCON and also this as a former goalkeeper. So,
You need leadership. There's no question. You need leadership, and yes, the leadership will start from the coaching and the technical team in terms of the way they want the team to play, the way the team accepts the way that he wants to play. That's going to be critical for them as well. But your coaches are not on the field of play, and you need people to take control. Ronwen has shown his leadership qualities. But what I like about Ronwen, he hasn't shown it only through his verbal communication. He's shown it through his actions. So we speak about his penalty saves, all of those things. Those are actions, and players latch onto that. And the fact that Ronwen is able to lead by his match performances, for example, is going to be critical. You want to be a part of someone who can lead the team like that. And the one thing I will say is there needs to be a few more players who can help him lead. I look at 96, and you just mentioned a few names: Neil Toby, Lucas Galebe, Phil Masinga. All of these players, they were leaders in their own right. Ronman needs a little bit more help from that perspective. And when that comes, I think we're going to conquer the world.
and maybe coach, there's a lot of stories that has gone over the selection of someone like Ricardo Goss, whom many doesn't feel like he's done enough to end, that corner. Maybe what do you make of that? Having also worked in also his experience.
Yeah, I think selection will always be a case of opinion, as is a lot of things in football, and that's fair. That's fair enough. I've worked with Ricardo for a long time. I know what his capabilities are, and I've had discussions with Ricardo where I've said to him, "You are better than you show it." And there are times where he'll go and think about it, and you'll come back strong the next day, and I will see the Ricardo Goss that I know. And what I want is for Ronwen set the bar very high from a goalkeeping perspective. Let's not kid ourselves. And that's not a bad thing for the others trying to chase him. They need to get closer. Ricardo, Sipho, all of those ones. And I think they can, because when you're setting the bar that high, you're asking people to respond. And for me, Ricardo has the mental capacity to get himself closer, to try and challenge Ronwen. And that's a good thing to have. Competition for places in any team is a good thing to have.
We've got a very youthful squad that's going to happen. How might this impact the way in which they get a certain outcome once they're there?
Very good question, because what you need to find is when you're traveling out of your comfort zone, and you're going to the unknown, for example. And for a lot of these young players, it is the unknown. They are new to the international scene. It's going to be a tough arena for them to try and compete in. But if Hugo and his technical team can balance selection with experience and youth, and integrate them into a way that he wants them to play, and they respond positively, I think they'll settle in very quickly. And we spoke earlier about the importance of that opening game. If they can settle very early in that opening game, you don't want them having to chase qualification to the next round, for example, after not having a good opening game. And the young players are going to have a bit of a baptism of fire. But I've watched them play on the local scene now, in the national team during the qualifying campaigns. They are really fitting in nicely, so I'm not too concerned about that.